Welcome on board the Granocean W-60. This is hull number 4. Real treat today to be able to give you a quick guide round this boat. She's in the final stages of presentation, polishing, before she ships off to the USA. So here we are in an enormous bow cockpit. Plenty of space here, as you can see. Twin tables, these all fold up out of the way when you're not using them. Lots and lots of storage underneath the seats, and just great access as well for your anchor locker, which is under there. Huge cave lockers either side of it. It's a really nice place to be. As you come up onto the boat, you're going to see that we have teak decking. This is an option put in for this particular owner. Actually, I like it. It's really sensible. It's really comfortable under your foot. It doesn't heat up as much as teak does. Certainly a lot less maintenance, and it's really hard wearing. So that's kind of really nice little feature on this particular hull. We've also added, as a custom, an additional rain shower head up here. So you come out of the water, you're covered in salt, come up here. That'll be a very nice place to be. Come around the back of the boat and have a look at this. So huge area aft. This, as an option, can be fitted with a high-low Tenderlift platform. So you can put your tender on, you can drop it down into the water, and it will launch super easily. This particular owner decided that he wanted a humongous great big tender. I'll show you that a bit later on. That's up on the Flybridge with a crane, and there's an enormous space for it. Little touches, these are all removable, so you can open this up if you sat there for the day in the anchorage. Kids can use it as a diving board. It's a really nice usable space, that. Also back here, you'll notice at the moment we've got these set up as a split, but the back's pivot back. Sat there at the end of the day, hard, tough day on the water with a cocktail, watching the kids in and out of the water, watching the sunset. It's not a bad place to be. I really like that, super simple. As you can see on this particular boat, we've set it up for the owner. This guy's a very keen fisherman, so really important that you have someone to cook the catch of the day. Nice having it aft as well. All the smoke's going to get blown away. We've also set up a really nice station here for fish preparation. You can wash your fish. Plenty of room to operate here. Lots of storage. Places to put the rubbish. We've also set up a place for an external television, and some lovely work that's been done here. A really high-end custom-made teak table, but little touches, just really easy to access and put away. You're not fumbling around with your fingers. Under my feet here, plenty of storage. The storage has been measured to fit director's chairs. Obviously, you can add some director chairs here for when you're dining with guests. Where do you stow them? They've thought it through. I really like the attention to detail that the guys put into the boat. Then if you come over this side, we've got a live tank, specifically ordered for this particular boat. You've got to keep catching the fish, right? A huge stairway going up. This stairway has got plenty of room for people and handholds either side. Don't forget, a lot of people are just putting little ladders on and so on. This is substantial, and it gives us the ability to put some really large storage space in there. That's super handy as a wet locker. That can also be configured to be a day head, and I think that's a pretty good idea, actually. And for this particular owner, bearing in mind we're going fishing, we've fitted a pressure washer. The whole unit slides out. It's locked in at the moment. You can wash down and get all those fish guts off the decks. And then just before we go inside, super substantial sliding doors that are out of the way when you want to open the boat up like that. It's really opened up the living space here, combined with this area here that's opened up and held on the top. Really nice work from the guys. Just before we take you inside, guys, have a look at this. One of the little things that I love on the boat. So everybody's got engine room access. The engine room access here is all fairly standard. Nice little ladder to go down there. Everything about that makes sense to me. Everything about that makes sense to any boater. Come and have a look at this. Now this makes absolute sense. If you've got to have your services done, you want to install some more equipment in the boat, what they've done at Granocean is built a superior hatch to allow access for your service guy to get inside there and do a complete engine refit if you've put that many hours on your engines. Lots of guys miss this details and give you a little hatch that big to work through. This is a big win, really like that.
Okay, so we are at the port side engine rooms. So we come down from the cockpit and you can see the way we organize the engine rooms is pretty well laid out. This is based on our past experience with all these filters, Rayco filters, all near the engines. This is what you usually need to come down and check on them. And then the rest of the engine room, you can see the engines, the chargers, the mufflers, engine exhaust, and the generators on this side. It's a walk around the space that is pretty handy for someone that need to work in the engine rooms. And of course, we can open up this engine room hatch if there's any big services need to be done.
Okay, let's come and have a little look inside. I'm going to ask Eric, one of the owners and chief designers for Granocean, to show us his galley. Eric, would you do the honors for us?
Hi, Jeremy.
Hiya.
Hi, everyone. So we got a full equipped galley here. You got double sink, cutting board, over here storage drawers, big trash bin. Forward is integrated dishwasher, and to the outboard, full-size oven, cooktop, ice maker. Now these are all optional. You can have a combination of a microwave, combo unit, where you want. And then this is exhaust, and this is vented to the outside. Over here in the back, you have a lot of storage back here. And over here, you got drawers and a full height full pantry. And over here, it's an integrated fridge. Fridge at the top and freezer at the bottom. And we do have this locks here. The latch is in place, so when you're on the way, it doesn't swing open. And last swing, let me show you over here. Behind the fridge, we have this slide out tray. So the idea is you can put your microwave, your countertop appliances, a coffee maker, a blender, all right in here, tucked in the back. And you can either all the way out, latch it in so it stays in place, when in use. Where you're not, it's out of the way. Let's see.
Come and have a look at the rest of the Salon. I think it's really well laid out, really nicely designed. The guys have done a great job up here. Lots of little cubby holes with some custom designed little catches there. Super easy to open, but the attention to detail in this shipyard goes everywhere you look. It also goes to the sofa, the settee. This is sprung. Most guys will provide you some foam. Over time, that foam just squashes and goes hard. This is one of the most comfortable I've ever sat on. Really nice job from the shipyard there. If we pan round, we're going to see the TV, huge TV. Soundbar on the bottom. Come on forward. Another sofa up here. This works. Great area for breakfast up here. This is on a high-low pedestal, so the whole table drops down. We can put a mattress on top of it. And that becomes a really nice day bed at that point, somewhere to relax in the AC if everything gets too hot for you. And then if we come round to the stairway round here, you'll see on the way down a really nice arrangement with the electrics and then the all-important wine fridge. Every boat should have a wine fridge in my opinion. This has got plenty of room for one. Okay guys, come and have a look at the Flybridge on this boat. I think it's superb. There's some very cool features up here and a ton of space. That space theme starts here, by the way. Look at the width of this. I'm quite a big guy. This is easy for me to get up there, and twin handholds all the way up. Really like that. Amazing space. I'm going to start you on the Sunpad over here. Lockers everywhere, space for stowage underneath it. And just, we've talked a little bit about the attention to detail at the Granocean shipyard. Come and have a look at this. It's got its own colour for the station that it's supposed to be at, and its own reference number, so you know where to put it. I've never seen an owner's manual which gives you the location of the cushions before, but I have been scratching my head many times looking at a pile of cushions wondering where they all go. The attention to detail is phenomenal. Again, custom table with fold outs. So dining for plenty of people. Again, those directors' chairs can come up here. The back to this will flip forward so that you can use this for dining. Hardtop as standard. And the finishing everywhere is absolutely exquisite. If you take a look at the stainless steel joints, all of this has been detailed down to the nth degree, something that you don't always see at the European shipyards. I love it. Then we're going to spin around, have a look behind cooking station over here. A huge oversized fridge, plenty of room in there for your beverage of choice. An ice maker, of course, and then just loads and loads of space everywhere, including somebody will do the washing up and to wash your hands. So I'm going to hand you over to Eric to talk about one of the signature features from Granocean and how he maximizes the space. Have a word with Eric about that.
Hi, so this is what I call the Flybridge wings. It's a special design we have in our cats. What happens is the aft part of the Flybridge is full beam to the boat. So you get some obvious benefits. So first you get the space. That space you could use for a really big tender. And currently for this boat, it's designed for a Scarlet 165. That's a 16-foot tender. We also added this step here to make this slightly wider. That's for his special request. And then you can imagine if you don't have the crane, whether you have the Tenderlift, this whole space without the crane can be used for entertainment. And the other thing is, well, another special request, things that we do often for each owner, is the opening gate. So this opens, and then you can, I guess you want to dive down from here.
So really lucky today. We've been able to take the boat out for a sea trial whilst the guys are just tuning everything up. And I've got to take the helm, which has made my day. The boat's super responsive. And if you have a look, the helm's in a great place. Going to be a real easy boat to dock. We've got cameras on the underside of the Flybridge as well, so we can really get into the detail if we're reversing into a dock. So here we are doing just under 23 knots. Really impressive. What's also impressive is we were delivering 8 gallons an hour at 8.5 knots. Okay guys, I want you to come and have a look at the wheelhouse with me. We're really lucky that we've got Scott here today. And Scott's one of the owners and also the chief technical engineer for the shipyard. He's the right man for the job. Over to you, Scott.
Yep. Hello. Yes. So down below, we have a small electrical panels for all the navigations equipments. So we can steer the boat from the inside, besides the Flybridge ham stations. And then from here, we have all the equipments, rig shaft, the dock mate, the chain counter, the genset remote controls, the water makers remote controls, the searchlight, the 2 engine room fire extinguishers, the water angle indicators, and we have the port and starboard engine displays, and we have the Garmin chart plotters, autopilots, the engine keys, and the fusion controls, and the photos. and we have this USB chargers plug case here. And I want to talk about a little bit more about the system that we're using for the monitoring systems. This is called the Garmin Empire Bus systems, where you can look at all the engine room fans, like bilge pumps, heat smoke sensors. From this page, we can turn on the navigation light and anchor lights from here. And then we can also control the floodlight at the back and Flybridge. And also the other lights as well, the underwater lights and boat name light. And then the second page that we can see all the tank levels, the fuel tanks, water tanks, and the black tanks. And then the last page is all the bilge pumps and smoke heat sensors. So if something is on, then it will trigger alarm signals on the layouts here. So it's quite handy.
So we've taken the opportunity to bring Scott up on top of the hardtop here. He was telling me about the solar system that they've installed. It's interesting. Tell us about your system, Scott.
So in total, we have 2,000 watt solar panels. And then from the past experience, we come to this brand that is from the US, and they have standard size walkable solar panels. And it worked well with the way we set up the systems is because these solar panels, they're using these new technologies. Even at a cloudy day, the output is still very good. So it worked well with the two engine alternators and the inverters. So we can power up the 8 air cons at the lower deck at night for 8 hours without using the generators. And they're off the shelf, so down the track, if someone wants to replace the solar panels, they can just buy it off the shelf and just plug it back in and tape it down. And then they offer 10 years warranty, which is far more longer warranty times than other brands in the market.
They look really comprehensive. And how do you tie all that power management together? What's the system you're using?
Yeah, it's called Victron's Cyber GX systems. So that system basically connected to all the batteries, the inverter chargers, and you can look at all the AC and DC loads output. And then that can connect to your smartphones or the triporters. So, you know, when a boat is going at night, you can just turn on your phone and then look at all the outputs, you know, at the cabins without going out. So we're at the Salon starboard side. I want to show you the AC panels and DC panels. So you look at the bottom here, we call it battery management. So we have these remote battery switches. So you can turn on the house bank or the engine or genset battery from here without going into the engine rooms. And then I want to talk about the system that we designed is we have the lower deck air cons that powered by the inverter. So with the solars and the two engines alternators running, we can have the batteries at a pretty much 100% capacity. And so we can, at night, we can power all these air cons, the lower decks cabins, for 8 hours without turning on the generators.
Okay guys, we're back from the sea trial. Before we leave the boat, I want to just take you through the cabins because this one's been customized again for an owner. We've got a 4 cabin set up on this boat with a really big master on this side. Come and take a look. One of the things, by the way, whilst we're here, is that we talked about attention to detail. Have a look at this. I really like this. This is really thoughtful stuff. So, all of the wardrobes are cedar lined. This attention to detail is wonderful. Cedar lining means that we're not going to get moths. It's going to keep a really fresh smell inside your laundry or whatever you're storing out here. As you know, the others, this is unfinished plywood in most cases. Really nice touch. Here we're in the master cabin. So as I was saying, this is a 4 cabin, but this particular owner wanted to have a master. So here we've got a king size bed, as well as a fantastic owner's ensuite that you've just seen. Storage underneath the bed, plenty of room in here. It's really nice sight lines out of the window, so if you are in bed having a cup of tea or whatever, you've got great sight lines out through the windows. The interiors on this boat are from Vripack. You've got actually 4 established pallets, different design styles available. Of course, if you want to go and bring your own interior design to it, that's also possible. This one's a super clean. It's been really popular actually with a lot of our owners, and once it's dressed with all the soft furnishings and cushions are on board, it really pops and it looks great at night, as you can see. Plenty of storage, great hanging space in the boat. Again, this cedar lining everywhere, which I absolutely love, and everything feels substantial. The locks on the boat, just walking through the boat, you want to lock a door so it doesn't swing around at sea, it auto locks, a little push and you've opened the door up again. Touches are really nice. Come through, we've got another twin on this side, again with a super ensuite here. So we've got a 4 cabin, we'll take you over the other side. You can have 4 equal cabins. We've also delivered this boat as a pure owner's hull on this side, so you could have just one massive owner's suite in this particular hull. Well, of course, we'll work with you on other custom solutions. Sounds really easy just to make an owner's suite in a 4 cabin arrangement. That's involved changing the staircase, changing the sofa arrangement in the salon. It really is a lot of small detail that needs adjusting to accommodate the owner's requests. And I think that's where the guys at Granocean absolutely excel. You set a challenge to them, they'll move heaven and earth to try and accommodate each individual owner. That's really, really important. Okay guys, let's come and have a look on the other side. Some surprises down on this side as well I want to show you. Decent steps on the way down. Come and have a look at this. Attention to detail. This one has a separate washer and a separate dryer. And you'll see that the doors slide out of the way, so you've got full access to it. You can just shut it away and it disappears from sight. That's really good attention to detail as ever. Then, if we come out here, built in, there's a little ironing board. I mean, well done. And it fits just so, to the millimetre. Really well done. All stows away really neatly. After that, come and have a look through here.